We've talked about the drama at Red Sox spring training, with Devers and Bregman and Casas and Cora. And there's all kinds of sound bites going around about this team. And it's really delayed our, analysis of what this team has done in the offseason. Because after the Bregman deal, you look at it and you think, okay, kind of like the moves they made here. Still could have made some more. Absolutely. Thought they should have made some more in the free agency department for pitching. But overall, I think you've put together a pretty solid roster here. And you had a pretty good offseason. And now some more wild rumors are being thrown out there. And it has to do with another situation north of the border. U.S.-Canada. It just comes up in every sport now. But the Blue Jays have missed their deadline set by Vlad Guerrero Jr. and his agent to have him sign an extension. And in fact, Vlad Jr. told the media that the two sides weren't even close. They weren't even close when it comes to the negotiating table. So Vlad Jr. enters a contract year at age 26. I think he's just about to turn 26. He still hasn't even hit his prime yet. It's like the Soto thing. Still hasn't even hit his prime. And he is about to be out of contract with the Blue Jays. And as we've seen with Toronto attracting free agents, probably going to be tough to re-sign him. But this is interesting. They were willing to give somewhere in the neighborhood of $700 million to be at the end of the race for Juan Soto, and they can't meet a demand for Vlad Guerrero Jr. They'll sign multi-year extensions recently with Randall Grichuk, but not Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The Blue Jays, as we know it, this once promising era of Toronto Blue Jays baseball is soon to be over, if not over already. After having a really bad 2024, they're probably going to lose both Vlad Jr. and Bo Bichette. One of those is a lot more damaging than the other. And now Bob Nightengale is reporting that the odds-on favorite to trade for Vlad Guerrero Jr. before that contract is up is the Boston Red Sox. Now, we know there's been some interest before. The Red Sox obviously still could use a big hulking right-handed power hitter in the middle of the lineup. I don't think Alex Bregman necessarily fits that role, fits that need that the Red Sox have. And there's also been rumors in the past that Vlad would like to play in Boston, would like to play for the Red Sox. And so, conventional wisdom had us thinking that after the 2025 season, the Red Sox would go out and make a huge splash to sign him. But it could come even quicker than that. The Red Sox were certainly active in the trade market in the offseason, both with the starting pitching move that they made to go get Garrett Crochet, trading a couple prospects, but also they threw the names around for Tristan Casas, who has been in the news recently, as well as Wilyer Abreu, their young corner outfielder. And so they're willing to part with some guys on their major league roster in order to make a big splash. So now there's questions as to whether Vlad will be dealt at the trade deadline and what that could mean for a haul that Toronto will get. What kind of premium will these teams have to pay to get Vlad Guerrero Jr. on July 30th without a guarantee that he will re-sign for them in the future? Could the Red Sox be in on that? Could that be what the Red Sox need come the stretch run here? I doubt it. Not that they won't need a Vlad Jr., but I doubt that that's the move they'll make, because trading within the division comes with a whole nother premium, let alone a guy who is at the end of a contract or, being traded in the middle at the trade deadline for a contending team. Those are three wildly different things. Contending team, you're going to have to pay a lot. Within the division, you're going to have to pay a lot. Without a contract extension or some sort of guarantee, though, you might not have to pay a lot. But then again, we've already heard that Vlad wants to come here. So there's so many moving parts here that would come with a trade. Now, if the Red Sox wait till free agency in 2025-26 here, that becomes a different ballgame. Because then, if the Red Sox have any balls, which they've said they've had and haven't really shown outside of this Bregman deal, if they have any kind of balls, they will go out and sign Vlad Jr. to a Raffy Devers type of contract. It'll actually probably need to be a little bit more, but somewhere in that 10 to 12 year range for a 26-year-old, they're going to have to do. He can actually play the field. He can play first base pretty well. And you can stick him there. And that way, you could still use your trade chips for starting pitching, a position that you do not want to go and spend on in free agency. You've proven that very clear since 2015 when you got David Price, that you're not willing to go out and get free agent starting pitchers. So now you're able to get the big fish in Vlad Jr. All it cost you is money, and you still have Casas and Abreu and whomever in the prospect pool that you want to trade for a top-end starting pitcher. If I had to guess, I'm guessing that's the way the Red Sox are going to go. But you want to talk about filling a need. Vlad Jr., boy, does he ever fill a need for you, okay? I mean, this is a guy, of course, we mentioned it, the hulking right-handed bat, great for Fenway, right? And also, he can play the infield, which don't know that Raffy Devers can anymore. I don't think he can do it. And he's still only 26. It's only 26. And how about this to whet your appetite, Red Sox fans? In 45 games in Fenway Park in his career, 45 games, damn good sample size there. 358, 64 hits, 10 homers, 44 RBI. 44 RBI in 45 games in Boston. Like, how does that not get you licking your chops? How does that not get you to say, you know what, man, it ain't my money. Have him name the price. Let's do this thing. Let's have the Bash brothers of Guerrero and Devers for the next 10 years. And no one will have to complain. Again, while Guerrero isn't an elite first baseman, he's fine. He's got the similar range that Raffy Devers has, except he's playing a less demanding infield position. One of them can DH. One of them can play first base. And you just don't get any big guys for the next decade. That's all. That's all. That solves a lot of issues for you. And then you've got your, dare I say, your David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, 3-4 spot for the next 10 years. And let's let the championships flow in. Because this thing with Toronto is done. There's no way he's sticking with the Blue Jays. It's just not going to happen at this point. Once those deadlines pass, once the players and the agents set a deadline and that comes and goes, we're done here. And obviously there's all kinds of problems with Canada in terms of the dollar and the tax that comes with it. There's obviously major taxes in Massachusetts too, but not the same way the Canadian dollar is going. It's a huge difference. So I just doubt he's signing a long-term contract in Toronto. And he's expressed that interest with the Red Sox before. You put him alongside Devers in the lineup, and who knows? Who knows how far this team can go? I think it makes perfect sense for the Red Sox. I just think it makes more sense as a free agent signing rather than a trade either now before camp or on July 30th. It's too bad it's not July 31st anymore. That's my birthday. Used to be fun to say. Maybe, who knows? Maybe this Raffy Devers drama just never gets solved and he gets traded for Vlad Jr. And you say, hey, you've got your power hitter for 10 years and we want that power hitter for 10 years. Crazier things have happened, I guess, right?
We are Rogue Media Sports.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter here for some more outrageous Boston sports takes coming to you every weekday at noon Eastern time. And then after that, wherever you get your podcasts.
We are Rogue Media Sports.